Welcome back, guys. Let's crack on with that bulkhead. Okay, so my original idea was describing a bulkhead. I don't like the standard Z cars when it goes up and over the top because it hides all the engine. So I thought, well, I can try and get one that sort of fits in neatly, make it out of wood to start with, then transfers it onto metal and get it so it's nice and flush fitting with the outside edge of the shell to create a complete seal. I'm now going away from that idea now. Basically what I'm going to do is similar to it, so actually run a line off of the bulkhead, off of the frame itself, flat all the way down the inside of the shell, and then actually cut the whole back half of the shell off. The shell isn't here for anything structural at all, it's purely just to stop you from getting wet and dirty. All the strength is actually in the cage itself, so by cutting this all off here I can get the whole back half of the shell removable, and then with it being removable I can easily get to the engine for sort of working on it in the future. So a bit like a flip front, but we a flip back as well. So that's the plan, so let's just try and work out a way of how to do it. Okay, so here is the tool for making a bulkhead. Really high-tech piece of equipment. Basically, Sharpie marker pen, drill through the end of a block of wood, so as when it lays flat on the surface, like that, it can mark out the line. So for the wobbly camera skills. And then when you actually rest the block of wood on the cage there, on the cage there, you can go along and it marks up the line. So now I've got this side over here to do, so again, resting it over there, put it onto there, then rub down. I'll do it one-handed at the moment, but you get the idea of it. And then when you line up there, this actual pole here, as you can see, is a lot thinner than this one. When you line it actually up with the two supports, the black line lines up with it, which is quite useful really. Okay, so I've finished marking it all up now for all the spots that I can get to. Obviously got reference lines just down there as well, which you can just see where I've just managed to touch it onto. So as you can see, it's all got to line up quite nicely along there. Marked out all along the ceiling. Well, I've got a little reference line further on down there as well. You can't quite see that actually in the gutter. And the same on this side here. Right, so I've just welded in this X across the shell to the roof and across down to the floor. So when I take out the bulkhead, now it's going to stop any sort of side flexing in the shell. That way then I can cut the back half of the car off, and it should keep its shape nicely then. It's a lot stiffer than what it was obviously without that in. So now get the frame out the back, cut the back half off, and then I can start to sort of, you know, scribe out all of the rest of the rear bulkhead. So that's the next step. So that's the rear frame out. Comes out a lot easier than it goes in, I'm going to show you. As I said, got that X brace in there, and as you can see, it's really strengthened up the shell. Obviously it's nothing structural in that respect, but at least now it's not actually flexing. So that's the back half of the Mini off. So now what I've got to do is been out and bought some wood, gonna offer that up against the back of the front half of the shell, scribe around that, and that will give me the shape for the bulkhead. And the Then I'll bend some metal, you know, cut a sheet out to be 1 inch big all the way around the outer edge of that. And then bend up the sides, then that should be a slot inside the front half, and I can spot weld that all the way around, then seam weld and seal the joint itself. So that's the next bit to do, I guess. Also, I've finally managed to get the fuel tank back, so as you can see, I've had the back corners sort of angled off, and now as you can see, I've got a nice bit of clearance there on both sides. Sort of follows the angles of the suspension, so that's all in there. So now I can also start making the brackets and supports for that as well, so plenty to be cracking on with. As you can see, the wheels are angled beautifully at the moment. I guess that's when I lift up on the front end to get the engine code out. So anyway, we'll carry on getting this bulkhead finished off, and then we'll start making some brackets for the front half and the engine cradle, I guess. Okay, so that's the board taped across now to the back of the car. So now I've got to do is go inside and scribe around the inside, and that will give me my shape for the rear bulkhead panel. So let's get on with that. Okay, so if it wasn't really clear before, hopefully now this will make it a little bit more obvious what I was trying to achieve. So as you can see, it all fits in all around the edge. I've got a 3mm board put along the bottom here because that's how thick the actual frame is where it sits in there. So that obviously is packing it up to accommodate where the lip of the frame goes in underneath along the bottom there. But as you can see, it all fits really nicely all the way along there. And then what I'm going to do is, so I've marked here, I'm going to have a 25mm lip basically added on all the way around here. So what I'll do is I'll cut the steel 25mm bigger all the way around, so I can use this wood as a former to bend the metal over to create a 90-degree angle where I can spot weld that on the inside, obviously, all the way around here. And as it obviously gets to this point here, this is where I'll then fold around here to then create basically a strip of metal down here on a fold all the way down to draw into the window there. That way then when I cut the Lexan window in half along obviously this sort of joint line between the back and the front panels, I'll then have a strip of metal going down here where I can then obviously bolt that all the way down there, which will obviously replicate on the back half as well. But as you can see, it all fits in really nicely all around the edge, so yeah, really pleased with that. Also I can rebox back in all this, so I have to take off this bit that I actually put on, which is a bit of a pain, but never mind. Always evolving, isn't it, a project? So yeah, so boxing all this, it's actually all really nice in there. Can't really pick it up with out of flash on, but there's no rust in there at all, which is always pleasing to see. Okay, so that's the frame offered up now to the back. It's not obviously all the way home because I can't push these bits through. I don't want to push it out of square, but as you can see on the inside, I've got it all lined up there, so all the holes are lined up with it where they need to be. So I know that it's all squared up left to right inside the car, which is good. And obviously these front bars here are wobbly. Obviously they'll move up to this fixed point here. So what I'm going to do now is obviously scribe where these bits here go onto this bar, and obviously the reverse on the other side. So then the idea is that will then pass straight over that up against this sheeting here. So that's the next job, get all that scribed up. So there we have it. That's all marked up where the frame rails go through, so cut all that out. And then what I'm going to do is on the actual frame itself here is cut this edge out here and leave like a inch all the way around sort of a plate, so sort of an oval shape here. So that'll sit on there, so basically the bulkhead will butt up against this plate, give me a nice sort of two flat surfaces with a rubber all the way around it, and that will create a really nice seal then where they all butt up against each other. So yeah, good. Let's get that all cut out and then get the frame properly seated home, make sure it all lines up right, and we're making progress. And there we have it. So rear frame all lines up. And so I'm really pleased with actually how well that's all sort of scribed in. Obviously there's a few little tiny gaps, but that's like minimal, which actually will tighten up. Almost get that gusset on all the way around. But yeah, absolutely over the moon with that. Better than how I thought it was going to turn out. Yeah, really pleased with that. So I'm going to call that a night for now. So yeah, next job is to get that taken up to the metal shop and get that all cut out. And then get that fitted in, spot welded in. And then my welding mate can come and actually weld it all up properly, because I'm no welder, but I can spot things in. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. And thanks for tuning in again, guys. As I said, just keep on liking and subscribing and sharing with your mates. I do appreciate all the comments I get. And yeah, just follow me at K20 Charge Mini on Instagram and Facebook. You're going to be kept up to date with the build and how things are going. I do, as I said, appreciate the comments and the feedback and the ideas you guys give me. So thanks for that, and we'll catch you again soon. Cheers, guys. Bye.